Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2021 Youth Praise Annual Awards here in fabulous Las Vegas, held at Elks Lodge 1468. Tonight, we're going to honor several youth in many categories, and we hope to have an exciting program for you. We're going to kick it off this evening with Dr. Christy Love.
Good evening and welcome. It's a pleasure to be here because we're here to celebrate the most important part of our generation, which is our youth. This is the Youth Praise Awards. It's the 20th one. Thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm so glad that I could be here to have this honor to honor these powerful youth who are contributing their time and volunteering their services to help other people, which is what we're all here for. You know the old phrase, if I can help somebody, then my giving will not be in vain. So we have our youth for that. We're going to give them awards for that. They have their own intrinsic awards, but we're going to also give them something to let them know that we acknowledge it too. I'd like to do this special song for them because it's a special song which lets them know just how special they are. And this is a song for you. I've been so many places in my life and time. Some songs I've made some bad rhymes. Acted out my life on stages with 10,000 people watching. You know now, I'm singing a song for you. I know religion is what I hope to be. Treated you unkindly, darling. Can't you see? There's no one more important to me. Can't you see right through me? We're alone now, singing my song for you. Taught me precious secrets, but true love is home. You came out in front when I was hiding. Now it's so much better if my words don't come together. Listen to the melody, 'cause my love is in their hiding. I love you in a place where there's no space or time. I love you for my life. You are a friend of mine. When my life is over, remember we were together. We were alone. Singing the song for you. Whoa, we were alone. I was singing the song for you. Singing the song. Singing the song. You
for those inspiring songs and those words of inspiration. You know, we'd be remiss if we didn't speak about all our volunteers and stuff that we have. But before we do that, I just want to say welcome to everyone that's watching our program. This is the first time we've tried to do this via Zoom. As you know, with COVID requirements and restrictions, it kind of cuts down on the ability to have people participate in person. But we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for coming out and watching this program this evening. Just a second ago, I mentioned the Elks Lodge 1468, who was gracious enough to give us their facility and let us use their building to continue this evening. I also want to give a shout out to Verizon and also Cirque du Soleil, who are a couple of our main sponsors. And with that, as you can imagine, it takes a lot to put on a program like this. And we have a lot of volunteers that are involved. And what we would like to do is have Lottie Nguyen, who's going to welcome everyone again, and also do our volunteer recognition, our way of saying thank you to those who volunteer and support this organization. And like I said, our sponsors, Elks Lodge 1468, Cirque du Soleil, and Verizon. Thank you. And I'll turn it over to Lonnie Nguyen.
Can everyone hear me? I know this is the whole virtual complications error, but it shows that I'm talking, so I'm going to keep going. I am very saddened that I couldn't be there with you all in person as planned. However, I'm just having some personal health complications, and nevertheless, I'm here and we show up. As always, even if we're not our best, we always want to make sure that we show up so that we can share our love and appreciation for everyone who is a part of this program. This could not have been done without all of our volunteers. And this is something that is truly near and dear to me because I started off as a volunteer when I was 15 years old as well. So I credit a lot of my successes as a professional, being now 7 years within child welfare reform for the state of Maryland, and now over a decade's work with Whalers Creation. I know that I wouldn't be the way if it wasn't for the loving arms, the open heart, and all of those that helped me get here. And so that's what I strive to provide as a director of programs for all of our young volunteers. And I hope that all of our adult volunteers can provide that for our young youth interns. So with that said, we have so many people that we want to honor today, and I'm going to begin with our list of adult volunteers. Just give me just one. And after each name, I would like for folks to just give a warm applause so that we can provide the recognition for all of those volunteers to make this year's Youth News Magazine, as well as our other programs, happen. We have Chris Tamora, Jessica Dye, Maria Pureza, Rebecca Parkey, Diana Roth, Betsy Lasso, Ron Neubauer, Robert Hackney, Melanie Rush, Peggy Wilson, Dr. Catherine Brooks, Audra Kinney, Paula Margus, Samantha Cooper, Krista Cook, Cynthia Beck, Christine O'Kelley, Sarah Noel, Kylie Garrett, Pamela Wolf, Jelena Boscovich, Alicia Howard, Emmanuel Emily, Michelle Buchko, Paul Gonzalez, Surya Ganeskaran, Rebecca Garcia, Rashida Lena, Alexis Guerrero. I apologize for any mispronunciations. I know how important names are. And our youth volunteers under 21, Tolu Talabi, Jordan Peters, Lena Viha, Liam Hickman, Amelia Ragaby, Mia Lopez, Vasilia Vaskovich, Sophia Smith, Anastasia Conway, Elijah Brown, and Delia Hernandez. Thank you so much for all of our adult volunteers and our youth volunteers for all of your hard work, your time, your commitment, and patience that it takes to really continue this work. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I know that it is so important work that you all do to make all of our young people in and out of the foster care system be more aware and able to participate and learn more about what is going on in the world, and being able to be continuously spotlighted. It means all the world to everyone involved and all of our audience. So thank you so much for all of the hard work that you do each and every single day. And I'm going to, yeah, round of applause. And I'm going to kick it back off with the rest of the show. And thank you. And my sincerest apologies for not being able to be there and being live and in person. But my heart is with you all, and I am always here. So let's kick it back off to the show and the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Lonnie, for that list of volunteers. And we are deeply appreciative of all the volunteers that we have. And, you know, people think volunteering always has to be something maybe super spectacular, but it doesn't. Sometimes just having some one-on-one time with a child, or supporting a youth, or just mentoring a youth is something very worthwhile. So we thank you for that. And I would also be remiss if I didn't mention some of the people that Lonnie had mentioned. Put together a radio station called KFAM Radio. It's totally run by youth that are involved in the program. We also do a monthly newsletter that gets distributed out. So if you'd like to be on that newsletter list, please contact Latoria and Kerns, who will talk a little bit later more in depth about family arts and wilderness creation. And we'll also hear a little bit later also from Greg Webb, the exalted ruler of Lodge 1468. And he's going to explain to you how the Elks Lodge works in supporting youth. And this year, Family Arts and Wilderness Creation and Elks Lodge 1468 have kind of partnered on this event. And we look forward to the continuing partnership in the years to come. With that, I would ask everyone to stand, and we're going to have Rachel Faith sing the national anthem, our national anthem. So for those out there and those in attendance, please rise. And Rachel, I'll turn it over to you.
Aloha, everybody. I'm going to be singing the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, where so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet Thank you.
What I'm going to do now is actually read some of the youth that are honored this evening, and we'll have their pictures up on the screen. And the one thing I want to mention just up front is there are a lot of youth today doing great things that we don't necessarily hear about. And sometimes people think that it's always, somebody got straight A's, somebody got a scholarship, full-blown scholarship, which are all great things. I'm not downplaying those. But there are a lot of youth that are doing, things that are doing things to the best of their ability that we hope to recognize also. Perhaps it's a D student who became a B student. That took work and effort on that child's part. And we want to make sure they get recognition for what they do. So the way youth are nominated for this, if somebody writes up a short reason of why they should be nominated, what they've accomplished, and those type of things. And then it goes before a committee that looks at these. Then we select out, ones to give the awards to. But in saying that, every child that had someone praise them is a winner. Somebody is noticing what you're doing. And if people notice you doing good, when you don't think you're being recognized, just know, always somebody is looking at you. Always do your best, no matter what that best is. You can make a difference in a lot of people's lives. So we're going to start out tonight with the first child. And I say child, a lot of these are teens, young adults. I think at my age now, everybody is pretty much a child, but I'm getting there. But tonight, we're going to start with Sophia Rhodes Smith. And hopefully her picture will come up. The MVHS Oracle. In her free time, she works as the head grant writer for Medical Learning, writes poetry, and serves as the founder and editor-in-chief of Lindsay Popular Press Literary Magazine. When she's not writing, she spends her time volunteering as a docent for her local history museum, drinking tea, and practicing calligraphy. Congratulations, Sophia Rose Smith. Thank you for your efforts. Is Janaya, and her picture should come up. Janaya's career aspiration is to become a pediatrician. She has been an honor roll student since elementary school and is a member of the National Honor Society for High School Scholars. She has received letters from 6 universities asking her to consider attending their school. Born in South Carolina, this young scholar is co-captain for her step team, sings on her church choir, and is a co-captain cheerleader for her high school. In addition to being a top scholar, Janaya is one of the most polite, well-mannered, and kind-hearted people you'll ever meet, especially when addressing adults with a sweet yes, sir, or yes, ma'am reply. Wow, she is amazing. Congratulations, Janaya. Who he describes as very supportive and who welcomed him into their family after spending years in foster care and the juvenile system. Elijah is close with all of his family, including his grandmother, sister, and best friend turned brother, and he says that the current pandemic brought them even closer. His family also consists of 4 dogs, one of which he's particularly close with, and after compiling a detailed and very persuasive PowerPoint presentation about why he should have his own dog. His family also consists of 4 dogs. Elijah convinced his parents to rescue a child lab border collie mix that he named Aquila. A big animal lover, Elijah loves to spoil Aquila with treats and gifts, takes her on walks, and trains her. Elijah is currently studying to be a certified massage therapist, an opportunity-rich career that he is invested in and passionate about. When he is not studying, Elijah enjoys hiking and pyrography, an art form that involves decorating wood using a heated poker. Elijah is also passionate about the LGBTQ community, which he says has helped him tremendously. Though this supportive community has met friends and family and even acted as a catalyst himself to influence legislation in Nevada, granting the same rights of transgender youth as their peers within the foster system. Another fun fact about Elijah is that he chose his own name, inspired by his late friend Elias. Elijah created his name as it felt like a right fit. He also chose his middle name, Bishop, and his last name, Brown, which is the name of the area where he spent so much time as a homeless youth. Elijah's mother says that his name represents his story and its journey, and Elijah couldn't agree more. Thank you, Elijah. Congratulations. 18-year-old chef in the making. A chef that touches my heart. I'm a chef in the making also for many years. So, Ethan, I hope your journey is quicker than mine. Ethan began cooking when he was only 5 years old. He spent many hours in the kitchen with his mom and older sister. Ethan was allowed to make dinner for his family at 10 years old. His favorite method of cooking is grilling. He enjoys grilling chicken, pork, ribs, steak, hot dogs, vegetables, and even fruits. Despite COVID tonight, next we have